Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod, the summer series.
Is this, are we going to be carrying on with like episode 5, 6, 7, or is this a new thing
This
now?
is a new
addition.
Fancy name, fancy theme.
Fancy graphics.
Saw that. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Joe put that together. Nice picture
Very
of us
good.
in the Alps.
In the Alps. Yeah, that never happened, that is just a picture.
Yeah, it's just an illustration, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is going to be the summer series podcast. We're going to be doing, this is going to be for all the pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in Switzerland, Germany, for the rest of the pre-season. So we thought we'd give it a fancy little
When you say we, you're going over.
I mean me, yeah.
I've not taken the plunge of being that committed.
So yeah, there will be some other guest, co-hosts. Jake will be doing Switzerland and Germany, I imagine. And if any of you other Stokies are out there want to come and feature on the pod, you're going to Switzerland, you're going to Germany for the Leipzig game, do let us know. Get in touch and you can come and feature on it.
Replace me.
Replace you with someone temporarily.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully, yeah.
So yeah, if you're going, do let us know. And also, I think it's worth mentioning, since we last did a podcast, we reached number four in the charts, top 4 podcasts,
which is phenomenal. I think
absolutely
a round of applause
unreal.
to, I don't know who, me and you maybe, but then the
Mostly
people
the
that
people who
reviewed.
left
Yeah,
reviews.
let's give them that round of applause. Phenomenal, that.
Absolutely unreal. We climbed up to 4th in the charts. That's up there with Robbie Savage. He was top.
Well above the Football Ramble.
Well above
They
the
were
Football
languishing
Ramble.
like 15th or something.
Football Ramble, the front
scratty.
3 who I listen to, the big established podcasts like the Anfield Rap.
It's phenomenal. I just chuck that in every conversation I could with people that didn't even like football.
Yeah.
So did you know actually I was in the
And
top
we got
5
up to
podcast?
something like 60 or 50 in all of the podcasts.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Unreal. I don't know what happened.
You work in that industry, maybe you can work out the algorithm or
I think
what happens.
it's got to be the reviews. Because we had we're up to 160 odd reviews, and that must have just projected as well as downloads. People who are downloading it to listen. So
Yeah.
let's go again.
Let's do it.
Summer series.
Let's go for
If you haven't
third. Let's get a
already,
bronze medal.
Go
Silver medal,
leave us a
even a
review.
gold.
We will be running a competition as well. This shirt that we were giving away, no one claimed.
Yeah.
So we go again.
I'm
Stephen
I'm
Gerrard
reluctant
said.
to say if it was you that won, get in touch because you'll just be inundated with people that will make something up. So we're going to start again with the competition.
So that is a signed shirt by Rory Delap, Seda Barahino, and there is other guests to come.
Mystery guest.
And
And Al just said who it might be to me, and it's very exciting if it is this particular person.
yes, it is. So it could be signed by that person. So go
Legendary.
and leave us a review. Before we do get into the football that just kills us.
It kills you. I was reasonably optimistic, if you remember. That was the stances we adopted.
Yeah, okay. You're the
negative
kills me.
one.
Kills me. What have you done this summer so far?
Been a busy summer, Al. I've moved house last Thursday. Got a slightly bigger pad. It's looking nice. Boxes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's doing me head in. I'm reluctant to go home after this because it's just boxes. I keep walking into boxes and whacking my shins on crap that's lying everywhere. Got a new job.
Yeah.
Still in the field of
Well
addiction, which is not fun.
People might not know what you do.
Do you not know that? For those that care or want to know, I work with people with substance misuse issues, notably Class A drugs, and I've got a new promotion or job in there, which is exciting. And I've been to Glastonbury as well.
That must have been good.
It was a
I
good
remember
one.
when you messaged me and you seemed pretty out of it.
Did I? Yeah. You know what? It's a shame because I said to you, I'll try and look for some Stokey to see if we can make a little Stoke montage picture. And I'm annoyed to say, bar my brother, who's obviously a Stokey, and myself, I saw one other Stokey in the whole weekend.
One.
You
expect more.
I did. I swear I've been in the
Stokeys are
past
there
and there's been
everywhere.
loads, yeah. And even this bloke, I went up to him and said, "Oh, hi mate, you have to say hello to Stoke."
Yeah, you do.
You just have to. And I swear he's wearing that shirt for a bet. Because, and loads of them had like a random shirt, well, football shirt.
They all had different shirts.
And I wonder if they had just a bag of football shirts.
Did he not seem Stoke?
Not at all. He sounded a
Did
lot
he not
more
have an oat
brummy.
cake in his hand?
He didn't have an oat cake or a duck in his hand. And he seemed quite brummy, actually. I said, "Oh, just nice to let a Stoke fan." He just looked at me like I was mental. Crazy.
Then again, it was Glasgow. Maybe it was just some high-class acid that he was on.
It could be. He was off his head. I didn't know. He didn't know what day it was. We had Crouch on the back.
Oh.
So yeah, a bit disappointed. If you were a Stoke at Glastonbury, let us know because there must be more than just me and my brother in this.
If you're wearing a Stoke shirt at Glastonbury.
Yeah, more notably.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for you, but I didn't see you anywhere. I used to see a little Stoke flag as well, wasn't there?
And then you went to the boxing this weekend. Mark Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah, let's drop that in there.
Who I sponsored, the Bear Pit sponsored.
Bear Pit
he had it on the
sponsors.
back. He had a boxing match for
He
charity.
did indeed. A massive, massive shout out to Mark Cumberbatch. As far as I know, he's never boxed in any level before, unless he got into scrap.
Did he hold his own?
He did. Well, he drew. He drew. So those that don't know, it was a charity boxing competition organised by White collar boxing
At the ground?
At the Tony Wannington Suite in the ground. That was just great to be in the ground because we've been away for a little bit. And I think there was 20 fights altogether, and each fight was 3 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
And none of the people there were professional or amateur. They were just people that signed up to raise money for cancer research. Mark got £500, which is amazing.
That's decent.
And he drew. He did amazing. He's amazing. He's quite
Was he
scared.
black and blue after, or?
He was all right, actually. His opponent had a nice shiner
Didn't
on
he?
one of his eyes, yeah. So I think he held his own, and he did everyone proud, and he raised some money.
You had a little special moment after, didn't you?
Who did?
You, when you sat outside.
Yeah, so the dressing rooms for all those that were competing in the boxing was literally a box at the ground in the, I forget his name, McEwen's. It's always McEwen's to me.
It just changes. So
Is it
John
that?
Smith's
Whatever it is.
McEwen's,
The big
or-
one. So their dressing room was a box, a literal box. So we couldn't go in there during the actual event. But when it had all wrapped up and finished, Mark kind of snuck us through. And we just sat there about 10 o'clock at night, pint in hand, feet up on the box, just observing the kind of building work going on. The new corner, which is great. I've got a picture of it. It's a little bit hazy, but it's interesting to see.
New corner look good?
It does, yeah.
Not that we haven't had a picture on social media every single day by the club.
If you want to see the new corner update, it's on the OK. There's a thread about 20 million pages long on that. But no, jokes aside, it makes sense. You look at it and go, yeah, that's what the ground should look like. It looks more imposing, it looks more together. The new screen as well, the media screen thing, just to the left of the McEwen stand, kind of fences the ground in a little bit. It's getting there.
Yeah. I've seen someone put a picture on, I can't remember who it was, I don't know if it was Leon Williams, someone on Twitter put a picture of where the scoreboard, the hanging scoreboard.
Yeah.
And it looks like they might be restricted view seats. Like, it sort of comes down to the top of the goal.
Okay.
If you're looking at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's not going to please a few people.
It looks a bit weird. What I do like, because obviously they're doing the other corner up, aren't they, to giving them restricted view seats, and it slightly elevates the corners above the regular line in the stand as well, which makes it look a little bit unique. But I do know what you mean. The hanging screen on the new corner looks massive.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but think, if you're at the back, you're just going to be
That's
watching
what
the
I mean.
game on the telly anyway, because you can't see the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've thought about that.
Maybe that's why it won't be a restricted view seat, because you've got a TV.
Because you've got a TV.
You've got a TV,
Yeah.
you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It
was good.
Yeah,
It was good.
Sounded good.
Well done, Marco.
Yeah, well done, Mark Cumberbatch. I went to Ascot last week.
I saw your pictures. You had a top hat on, didn't you?
Top hat, tails.
Was that requirements of the outfit?
On the Friday it was, because
You had to wear a top hat.
I was in the Ladbrokes box.
Suited you?
Yeah, it didn't look too
See
bad.
a
I
top
thought.
hat there, yeah.
Cost a fair bit for rent for a day. £127.
Just made it. Made you
Claimed it
something.
back. Expenses.
Cool.
But yeah, so we went to the races with my mate in the Ladbrokes box, and we were told the Queen comes through past where we were and goes into the royal box.
Right.
She does it every day, and people go out into the corridor and they can take photos. Like, you literally get from where I am now to that wall to the Queen. So me and my mate, we run out. We both, Adam Clark, he's a Stokey as well. We both run out, and as we're running out for this picture with the Queen, I just glance to my right, see the silver-haired fox. He goes to me, mate Clark. I goes, that's Mark. He goes, Mark who? He goes, Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes, right
That's
next
amazing.
to us.
I didn't know you didn't know he was there. I assumed you knew he was just there.
I did not know
Pure
he'd be
coincidence,
there.
Mark
Pure
Hughes.
coincidence. They have that Bet365 have got that box every day. Just so happens they went on the same day as we were in the box.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to have a picture.
Yeah.
I know I wanted him out for the majority of the end of last season.
He's not been listening to the pod. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's not. But I'm going to get a picture.
Yeah.
So I got a picture. That was about it. And then some people have slated me for having that picture. Like, you shouldn't have the picture with him now.
Why?
Because I wanted him out. And I did want him out, and I think we should have got rid, but now he's going nowhere. I'm fully behind.
It's not like you can ever support him again then. Do you know what I mean?
I'm
No,
fully
it's fine.
behind the team and the manager for the season now, because he's not going anywhere. So it'd be toxic to
snap away,
continue
Get your selfie.
continue doing that. So I had a picture, went back into the box, and I went out onto the terrace, and I looked to the left, and there's Coatsy and Scalzi
It's amazing.
with a drink. And I took that little photo on the slide, I put it on Twitter, I put, they're the fellas.
Yeah.
Thought nothing of it, thought, they're all in the box.
So were they in a separate box you couldn't get to them without going to their box, or were they like walking?
Oh, they're in
so to speak.
No, they're in a completely separate box next door.
Yeah.
Then, so it comes to, I think it was midway through the day, and I went out to the balcony, and Coatsy was there. And And I just stopped him and said, I said, got to have a word with him. So I said, I coach a big Stoke fan, do the Bear Pit TV, and he goes, yeah, I've heard about that. He goes, keep it going.
Did he?
Yeah, and then literally there was a 10-minute conversation. I think I literally said to him, I'm a bit starstruck at the moment, which is weird because I used to work for Bet365. You see him walking around.
Did you ever meet him there?
Yeah. That's just a hello passing by in the corridors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a big conversation with him for ages.
That's phenomenal.
He was most concerned with how Coral and Ladbrokes have poached me from Bet365.
Was he?
Yeah. His wife was having me for that as well later on in the day.
Oh yeah.
So we had this big conversation. I asked him a few things about Stoke. He gave me a few winks to a few questions, such as, are we getting anyone in soon? He just raised his eyebrow and a wink. I was like, right, okay. And then so it got to the end of the day. And I'm in the box, back in the box. The races are finished, and then the hosts came round with this little songbook. And I thought, what's this? She goes, they put the orchestra get out in the hallway in the sort of gardens, play some songs at the end of every race day in this area. So I'm looking through. I went outside, looking for this orchestra, and Coatsy, Scalzi, Mark Hughes, all the wives, etc. They're all out on the balcony with their books ready to sing these songs.
Yeah.
So I look through this book and I see Delilah. And I was thinking, fucking
amazing.
hell, this is going to be
amazing.
A once in a lifetime opportunity. I ran back in and got my mate. I goes, get outside, fucking now. We're going to be singing Delilah with Coatsy, Scalzi, and Mark Hughes in a minute.
Yeah.
And we did. Ran back out, recorded it, put it on the Bear Pit TV.
It's amazing.
It was just one of them things.
Stuff for dreams. Stuff for dreams.
Never happen again.
Yeah.
All just stood there singing Delilah. Brilliant day. I also won a little bit at the race,
which helps as well.
Which also helps.
I'll tell you what, a brief shout out to Coates as well, because obviously a lot of the fans they will heap praise on the manager when it's relevant, and certainly the players. You flock towards the players for autographs. I'd say this. I hope with no bias, but I truly think we've got the best chairman in the league.
Oh, undoubtedly.
To have a chairman that's a genuine fan, born and bred in the city.
Not only that, he's got a company that's in the city, biggest provider of jobs.
That as well. And he's, well, a bit blunt how I'm saying, but they're awarded as well.
Oh yeah.
They've put so much money into the club, and he's an absolute legend. He's the biggest legend of Stoke's last 15 years. We've got some amazing players in there, some amazing heroes and managers, Pulis and Fuller, but Coates is above them all for me. He has to be, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
absolute hero of God Stoke.
At the end of the day, he's the owner, so he's orchestrated it all. So that's who it ultimately, you could say, comes down to.
And he come back as well after it. You remember all the shit he got?
Oh,
the
yeah,
first time round, his car got smashed after that Birmingham 7-0 in '97.
Got absolutely battered when
that alone takes some balls. So, because it doesn't happen enough, but a massive shout out to hero.
I thank
hero to not just the club, the city, everything.
And with the picture that I took with him, I put up on the page, I put the best chairman in football.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So apart from the races, I don't know, a few other things as well.
Growing your hair slightly. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I think you're growing your hair a little bit.
I'm going for a mullet.
Oh yeah?
Not really a mullet.
Have
you watched Love Island?
No, well, my girlfriend's trying to...
Similar to that guy who's on it, I don't know his name. I want Mrs. maybe watch it the other night.
Okay.
But I'm just growing it. I'm sick of what it was.
Give it a go.
Yeah. So I've been Gibraltar, been Dublin for a stag do, and we've got Switzerland this weekend coming up. Then I get back the day after I go Benicassim Festival.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, then Germany, non-stop, Craig.
You're making my summer sound drab.
It's non-stop.
My retort to your busy summer is I've got work.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. My holiday was Glastonbury.
To be fair, I'd have taken Glastonbury. It looked mint on the TV.
It was good.
Right, well that's us sort of covering what we've done away from football.
Yeah, for those that care, that's been our summer.
There was still a bit of Stoke in there.
Yeah, there was.
What have you made of Stoke this summer so far?
I tell you what's great about this podcast, Al. And I'm going to admit you now. One of my biggest pet hates in football is the saga and the drama, the over dramatisation that is transfer shit. It does my head in.
I hate this time.
I hate the way Sky make it this big circus. I hate the little ticker tape thing they have. I hate that there's always one big story that dominates the summer. And then I hate the way that the Oatcake message boards, I'm addicted to that thing even though it's full of rubbish. It's just page after page of crap and in the know people. So I'll hold my hands up. Me coming to this podcast today was to skip all that crap. Yeah. And you tell me, Al, what's happening? Because I don't know, mate.
To be honest, I hate it as well. But I have to keep up with it. And I do the page, I work in social. Yeah. I'm intertwined with it.
You've got to,
I've got no choice. But I do hate it. And I hate people thinking that they know stuff.
The in the knowers.
Yeah, I hate that.
What's the
If I know something, I'll say. I won't even try and make a clue about it.
Yeah.
And you've got people that like just thinking they know stuff or
Yeah.
pretending they know stuff.
Because they get a little kick off it.
I don't know what they get out of it.
I don't know. Do you remember there's inverted commas here for those that are watching the YouTube video of this. There was the famous OK poster, Dave's View.
Dave's Views.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, he came back not long ago.
Did he?
He came back last window.
He got a little bit of credit.
He got some stuff right, some stuff wrong.
But then chuck enough shit. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly that.
You'll get something.
Exactly that.
So, well, what's going on?
I lost my mate's job at Stoke. This is probably a good story.
Go on.
From transfer rumours.
Right.
This was before Bear Pit. On the oat cake, I had a friend who was a physio at Stoke City.
Yeah.
And he texted me when Glenn Johnson had his medical. I just put it up on the oat cake. I put Glenn Johnson's having a medical right now. I wasn't trying to be in the know or anything like that. I was simply
Just
reporting
some
fact.
information, yeah.
And like stupidly, obviously, it was a few years ago now, a while ago. Me picture on the oat cake was me and him at the Wembley final. So like they've just gone on this post Stoke, whoever.
The physio and you.
Yeah,
picture of you two. Yeah.
Just gone on.
They put 2 and 2 together.
Put 2 and 2 together, and he resigned in the end.
Did he?
Yeah.
Fuck.
But he's now first team physio at Vale. So it's worked out. It's better pay.
Is it at Vale?
He was only an academy physio at Stoke.
Okay. But I know he's at the Vale now, though.
Yeah, still first team.
Still a demotion.
Way more. Yeah,
I'd rather physio
Craig,
Craig.
this is what I have to tell myself. It all worked out. Right?
Okay, yeah.
He's got his own private practice as well. It was for the better.
Yeah, more I thought about it, actually. I think you doing that was to his benefit. Well played.
Yeah.
Now think about it.
That's all I had to
did him
think
a
about
massive
it.
favour. Yeah.
What was I on about?
What's going on? Because I don't know. I'm lazy.
So yeah, all these in the nose. So obviously Fletcher's sign, that's done.
Delighted with that.
Yeah.
This is another. I'm moany today, aren't I? I always moan. It's always in relation to the OK message board. People moaning that he's not a good signing are idiots. Am I right with that statement?
It seems like he's going to be a replacement for Whelan.
Yeah, which is, I'm sad to see Whelan go, but Fletcher's a really good player, and I like the fact that West Brom didn't let him go.
Yeah,
he didn't sign a new contract. He's a great player. He's got great
he's their captain.
Pedigree. He's the captain. You don't become the captain of a Premier League club.
It's experience. Like he's won Champions League, won the league, all that.
Yeah, he's 33, but he's a great player. He's still in good shape.
Good old head to have.
Yeah, he is. Despite the age, he is an upgrade on Whelan, and I love Whelan. I think he's class. But yeah, great signing.
It's a shame that he's going to just come short of a testimonial if he goes by half a season.
9 years, isn't it, roughly?
Yeah,
I remember that. I was out the night we got it from Chef Wednesday. $500,000. I thought, yeah, we're going up now. We'll go him and Salif Jow in the middle, but we're sorted.
To be fair, it did.
It did. Did the magic, yeah.
We tried to replace him so many times and just kept his place.
Yeah, he kept pushing through. I mean,
the
list, the latest replacement that kind of he ousted was Mbula. Really, I think he came in. You got the impression that the team were trying to make him sit a little bit. That didn't work. Whelan kept coming through and through and through.
Yeah,
legend.
So it looks like that's going to be a straight replacement, and it's Derby who've just lost Will Hughes to Watford that seem like the most keen. Apparently, it's going to be $1 million fee, which is great. Which is a profit for what we brought him. We've got 9 years of service.
Yeah,
made a profit.
We made a profit. How was he? 33, 32, 34, something like that.
He's old,
and we've got Fletcher in for nothing. Great piece of business. I can't believe he earned $1 million, to be honest. Purely because of his age, the quality's there, but that's a good price.
Yeah,
really good price.
Definitely. Next up is Josh Timon, young left back from Hull, made 5 Premier League appearances last season. I don't know what I think about this one. He's in the England youth setup.
Yeah, is he one for the future that's not going to have much of a bearing on the
squad?
Thing.
I'd want someone to replace Eric straight away.
You don't like Eric, do you?
No, he was crap last season. Let's be honest. But in the Sentinel articles, what we've seen so far, he wants to move because he'll be an understudy to Eric, and he'll have a start in a League Cup game.
Yeah,
I want someone who can go now. Like, I'd rather Robertson, who's been mint for Hull at left back, and can just come in and replace.
Well, I mean, you have to build for the future. That has to happen, and just because it's
Robertson's 22, 23.
How old's Figure from
Timon? 19. I think.
19. Yeah, I mean, it's sensible to buy. We did it with Butland, and that worked out amazingly. So maybe if the equivalent happens from a left-back perspective, similar to what we did with Begovic and Butland, fine.
I don't know if you've seen this today, the latest in this.
I have seen this. Have you seen it? Hilarious, yeah.
So anyone who's not been on social media or not been on the page the past couple of days, so today his Barbers announced the transfer before anyone else. So there's been this tug of war. Apparently Hull are trying to say that they extended his contract by a year.
They had a clause that they could put one more year in.
Apparently they did this, but you don't think this transfer had even been sort of touted if this had gone ahead, this extension. So it does look like we're set to sign him.
Yeah.
And his Barbers. Inglemeyer Barbers today from Hall said, Inglemeyer Barbers would like to take the opportunity to wish Josh Timon best wishes for a fantastic future with Stoke City. You're an amazing young man and will be missed. Good luck, Josh.
I like.
They've announced it before, both clubs.
Yeah.
Barbers. We've seen all these daft announcements the past couple of days over social media. Aston Villa did a WhatsApp conversation with John Terry where he joined. Everton have done this Casey Neistat piece. Yeovil announced one by Snapchat. While Stoke have got Inglemeyer Barbers announcing signing.
I tell you what, that Barber's on the ball. That's a clever bit of PR.
Well, I bet
for
he's seen his page skyrocket today.
Yeah, he's done well with that. I bet
he has. But this signing, if he does, I'm not against the signing. I'd rather have got him than no one. Like the right back position. I didn't want us to sign up Phil and Glenn.
Yeah.
I'd rather have got a right back at that side as well.
You can only assume then that it's not in the plans to get someone else.
It doesn't seem like it.
He is just one for the future and the League Cup.
That's the thing. That's what worries me.
I think
that's what worries me.
I've contemplated
I want to see some ambition.
What positions we need to strengthen? It's clearly left back, right back. We've got the resources there, but not necessarily the best resources there. A lot of, I don't know, so players there, haven't we really? I don't know. I keep thinking as well, where's this leave Muniesa? He must be a bit gutted.
It seems like he's off to me.
I think he will. I don't see where he quite fits in.
No.
His injuries have not helped his Stoke career. I think there's a good player in there somewhere, but injuries have constantly hampered kind of his progression into the team and his progress and stuff. So, yeah, shame.
It is a shame. Bojan's posted today.
He loves the social media tweet. He loves it.
Posted it was about Bordy's flight back to work, back to business.
He looks happy.
He's coming back. I'm happy.
And then of course we've had the reports in the papers that the clear the air talks have happened. All's happy and smiling.
Mark Hughes said his slate has been wiped clean. I'm not sure what was on that slate.
Just like abuse and stuff. I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm delighted he's coming back. I'm praying that it kind of works for Bojan. But my kind of concern still is if we persist with the formation that we played all year, I don't know where he gets in still.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be a difficult one.
And then it's a dilemma in the sense for me that if Berahino is up top on his own, that's the only way to accommodate Bojan out of the way of the midfield defensive sort of positions. But then I don't think that works. It's just I don't know how Bojan gets into this squad without sacrificing the potential strengths of Berahino. If that makes sense. Berahino needs to be played up top with someone else. As a consequence, you're generally going to be playing 4-4-2. Bojan doesn't fit in a 4-4-2. I feel like we're sacrificing Berahino potentially if Bojan's going to make his way back in there. I still don't think it's going to end happy.
I think there might be a possibility of Berahino up top with the three behind as a sort of.
We tried that, haven't we? We tried it a lot.
Yeah,
but
he's not
the
done it with
BMX
Bojan,
thingy, Bob. The Shaqiri and out of it and all that.
Yeah,
we've tried that a lot last season.
I'd like to see it.
It didn't get the best out of Berahino then.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it with Bojan and all those guys.
Maybe not. Well, time will tell, won't it? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, God knows what formation Mark Hughes is going to go into next season with.
Whatever he goes with, I really hope we get a settled squad, or rather first 11 quickly, because...
Well, this is something that worries me. I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying, don't panic, like with no new signings through the door yet. July 1st has come and gone. It's the 4th. Only Fletcher was announced, but he was on a free. He's been in a month. I'm worried that this unprepared sort of feeling is coming in again. You know, where we have a shit pre-season, we have a shit start to the season, and I've seen people saying, "Don't get worried about no signings through the door yet. Don't get worried. They're working on it." But you see other clubs who've made a ton of moves, and then players are now in for pre-season. They've got the whole pre-season with the new team, working on new formations, new tactics. Like we're going into our first pre-season game possibly next Monday in Switzerland,
and nothing's changed.
I know. It's a little bit worrying.
I've always tried to just chill out with this sort of stuff and not, panic that no one's coming because it happens. But you can't help but panic a little bit in the Hughes era because of how slow he started every single time.
Well, yeah, it's a typical. If Mark Hughes has a typical Mark Hughes start, he'll be gone by October.
Yeah, exactly, and that's slightly worrying. Under Pulis, we always started reasonably well, and we were fit and raring to go. Hughes, we don't seem to, And then if we're not getting players in to get ready and adapt to certain positions and formations, it's a little bit worrying. We're still very early doors. If there's nothing coming in by towards the end of this month, I'll start to worry a little bit.
End of the month? I'd fucking worry. End of the month?
Little
end
bit.
End of July?
Yeah, we'll be all right.
I know we've got something done by the end of July. It's the 4th.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. I still feel that Berahino is a new signing. As daft as that sounds. I mean, he was so unfit last year and he wasn't even playing by the end.
I've seen a picture of him. He looks in shape.
Does he?
It looks like he's lost those few pounds.
That's good. I feel like he's a new signing. Bowen coming back, it's a fresh slate. So we have definitely got the players there, haven't we? We have got the players. Certainly the attacking.
Oh, definitely.
It's there. We just need to get it right. I don't know what right is. I hope Hughes and his team does, but I don't know. That's why last season was so disappointing, because on paper you looked at all these players and then Berahino coming in. It looked this is going to happen. It was so flat in there, wasn't it? I don't know. Time will tell. But for me, the biggest pressure is because the amount of time someone put a question into this podcast saying, where do we need to strengthen? I'd always struggle because I think, well, we did have decent midfield, we have got decent attacking players, we haven't got decent strikers now. I always struggled a little bit, and that's because I feel we have, but we just need to get the formation right. But time will tell.
Time will tell. Craig. So yeah, we've sort of covered Stoke transfers, etc. What do you? Because it's one of the questions that someone's already sent in. We will get onto the questions, but someone said, "What do you make of our transfer team?" Because you hear all these stories about them haggling over 1 and 2 million. There's obviously the Bruno deal. What seems to have gone absolutely tits up.
It looks like it's going well. It's the complete wrong way now.
Well, apparently we had an option for a certain amount. I think it might have been 10 million.
Yeah,
where we could purchase him. We chose not to, and then went in with an £8 million bid after. So we took the gamble of no one else coming in.
Yeah.
To shave
try and squeeze a bit more
off.
out. Yeah.
It seems like it might be working because I don't think there's been any other interest for Bruno. But now it's in that situation where Porto might not want to let him go.
Yeah.
And there's been a story where Bruno apparently might be willing to see out another year of his contract and leave for free for Stoke next year.
Yeah.
It just seems like we've cocked it up a little bit. And then there's this story, obviously you might not have known because, pardon me, that's a strong bit. As you say, you don't follow the transfer speculation, etc. But apparently we were keeping really, really keen eye on Harry Maguire, who's just gone to Leicester, and apparently we just took a foot off the ball.
Yeah, I did read
and
that.
Someone came straight on.
They nipped in there last minute, didn't they?
Yeah, which is worrying. This is. I know I'm the negative one, but it is worrying.
I've started to. It's weird how we're adapting these roles of me being positive. 'Cause I don't think I'm a positive person, but I always want to defend the club. And going back to Coates, despite having quite substantial wealth behind him, Coates, I think we've been clad from day one in the transfer market. And if that means us staying in the black going forward and not spending silly money and doing a Leeds or a Villa or these clubs that went tits up. And if this is the tactic we employ to make sure that doesn't happen, I've got faith in the management team. Again, I'm kind of disagreeing with what you're saying in a little sense. I'm going the opposite way. I don't know. I just have faith. I mean, I might not have faith in Hughes sometimes. I might not have faith in the players, but I always have faith in the financial side.
Gotta have faith.
Exactly. This is what you've got to, mate. And I have faith in the board because Coates is a shrewd businessman, and then his team, as a consequence, will be shrewd. And I kind of think, just if what you've done so far has got us this far, and you're not jeopardising the club's future, do what you've got to do. Am I being a little bit too flippant there or not? Because I know you've got the opposite view. But at the same time, I get your point. I understand your point. I mean, 2 million in the grand scheme of things isn't nothing, but then it's not my 2 million. If that was my 2 million, I would not be.
I wouldn't mind if they spent it on putting a bloody cash machine in it.
Contactless payment.
Contactless payment.
I'm having too optimistic, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I hear your point. I do hear your point.
Okay.
It's annoying. If we lose Bruno because of that 2 million, I'll be as good as the next
off.
Stoke fan. I definitely will.
I'd be pissed off. So there's also some plans for the Bear Pit next season. I thought we'd get onto this. Obviously, I don't know if you know this. No, I have told you. I think the Labrooks deal is renewed next year, which is a great sort of, it really gives us the ammunition to go and do more, which is.
And it shows we're doing good work. If a company of that size think this is worth putting our name on, it says they are not shit at what they're doing, which is a thumbs up.
It's always a good
endorsement.
Endorsement. And I brought some new equipment today. I don't know if you've seen. We did some live transfer shows. They were going out on Facebook.
The Johnny Walton. I saw that. Yeah.
At the same time, that's something new.
Big boy shit.
Excited. That is big boy shit. It cost a bit of money to do, but it's big boy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more on the Bear Pit as well. Obviously, we've got the podcast, we've got the YouTube, we've got the Facebook, but some new stuff might come as well. I don't want to allude to what it all is right now, but
because it might not happen.
We're getting bigger and better, people.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's what you're getting.
We're growing. We'll now go on to some people's questions.
I like this bit.
There's some funny ones.
I like it when they're a bit
I'm
daft.
looking right at a funny one.
Go on.
Chris Brammer says, who'd win in a fight, 100 tiny Huths or one giant Menazer?
How I need the context of the size here. I mean, if Nunez is a skyscraper and these little hooves are like a millimetre, I'm
going to say the giant because he can just stamp on them.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if Brammer wants to get back to us with the actual sizes to help us consider that more,
but it's still, I think a giant is just squishy.
Let's go with Nunez for now.
Yeah. Jace says, what is your dream pre-season tour? We'll go 3 games. You got 3 games. What can you?
Can we be daft here and go all over the world? Or does it have to be kind of tight?
No.
Okay.
Fuck the jet lag.
Yeah, balls to it. I'm thinking Boca because I just want to go that ground. It looks amazing.
It's a good show.
And then I'd love to. You have to go to the New Camp. It's a bit cliche, but it's just stunning. It's a great ground. And I need one more.
You do need one more.
I need one more. Oh, the pressure's immense. I can't handle this. Do you want to start yours, El? I'm crumbling at this pressure.
One.
My mind's gone blank with grounds. I don't want to say the wrong thing. And let's go to Hamburg. It's a good city.
You just want to do Hamburg again, don't you?
Yeah, let's do Hamburg.
Okay.
There you go.
Mine would be, I'd like to do Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
That was
a good shout.
Rumoured for this pre-season.
Yeah, it was.
Never going to happen.
Yeah,
really. It was Leipzig eventually.
Mm.
So yeah, like Dortmund. Do you know? I'm going to reverse yours. So you said Barca at the New Camp.
Yeah.
I do Barca at Stoke. So we can see if Messi and them can do it on a cold,
book it on a Tuesday night,
windy Tuesday night.
And make sure it's raining. Yeah.
And then my last one, I'd like to see Stoke and play in the San Siro. After I went to the Milan Derby last year,
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd go down. So that's my 3.
It's all right. That.
It's not a bad 3.
Good question, actually. That.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Really good question.
Chris Brammer. Charlie Higgins says, if we have the usual bad start, which looks likely with those fixtures, is Hughes actually going to get sacked? I think there'll be too much. If he has the usual start, I think there'll be too much pressure. There's already pressure.
I agree. I want to stay, this for those that listen to the podcast, but I think if we're in the bottom 4 or 5 come late September, I think he'll probably go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, like I say, I think there'll be too much pressure on the guy.
But then at the same time, if you have a great start,
fine.
You can quickly forget.
Yeah.
We had a bad season at 4 for the context of his whole time, so I think he can quickly erase last season, but he's got to be efficient and prompt with it.
Okay. Harry Adley says, what do you think about the club's decision releasing a bunch of youth players? Most obvious player was Joel Taylor, who won Young Player of the Season the year before, touted as this left back that could come in, didn't make a senior appearance. Gone a year later.
Again, we're in no position to argue with that. Why would we be? We can, without being up the club's arse again, like I always tend to be. I mean, we can only agree with it. I don't know. I've not been.
I can't say
watching the youth team to say different. I'll go with their opinion.
Just say you have to trust them.
Yeah,
really.
It's not like they're going to miss a Messi. You'd hope.
I always think that if they were any good, they'd have broke through by now.
They would.
And then Ngoy,
he's had some weird links. He had some weird rumblings. Monaco won, and then he had the quote that Ngoy's going to be a 50-60 million euro player eventually, and all this £50 million currency player. Is he that good?
I don't know. I can't say I've seen.
He was saying that.
Seen that. Yeah,
but he has broke through a little bit. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, you have to go with that.
You'd expect him to break through a bit more next season.
Yeah,
maybe.
You would.
Daniel Quinn says, with the squad we have, we should surely be aiming for a strong top half finish this year. Other than Butland, how many of our players make a combined starting 11 using players from the other teams targeting Europe, say Southampton, Everton, West Ham?
God, that's a big question. That's a podcast. That is.
It's a difficult question.
I
think that Arnautovic gets it.
Arnie when he's on his actual day is comfortably Champions League, but that day is a bit few and far between. But I think Arnie would do that.
Shaqiri's close,
but inconsistent again. It does make you think, doesn't it?
There's not many others.
I would have said Imbula last season, comfortably, but that's obviously gone tits up.
I don't think there's too many.
Ryan would have done comfortably several years ago. Maybe not. Well, probably not from last. Well, no, he wouldn't have from last season. That puts him in a
not
context.
with Southampton's defence. No.
That puts it in a bit of context. Actually, Berahino, massive question mark as it stands. We don't know. So the answer to that, probably Arnie, probably Shaqiri. After that, we're struggling a bit, are we?
After that, we're struggling for some established players that'd probably break that.
Yeah, good
Got
question.
to think about centre midfielders.
We can only say, I mean, Fletcher was captain of the team that finished 8th last year.
I know, but against the central midfielders from Southampton, Everton, West Ham, you think you've got your Ross Barkley, you've got your.
Yeah. So I mean, I was thinking of West Brom because they did finish 8th. I mean, they should be in that little mix of teams you're quoting, but yeah, struggling a little bit.
Yeah, so Dan Quinn, we're going to have to say Arnie and Shaq.
Maybe.
Crouch on the bench. Let's have a look. Any other questions? Ian John Mellor says, is there any indication that Coates is going to invest some proper money into the team?
He winked at Elliot.
He winked at me.
Not in a weird way, just like an investment.
No, not in a kinky way.
No.
Just in a way that you might make some signings.
In terms of the bare bits inside, that's all we've got so far.
And Henry Hazelhurst, what a name. That's
class.
That's a great
Henry
name. Hazelhurst.
Sounds like Henry might own a
I
horse.
hope his middle name begins with H, like Harry. There's only be triple H.
Good.
So he said, should we be worried about having two ageing and injury-prone right-backs?
Yeah, definitely.
And he also says,
see left-back.
Yeah,
kind of.
And he says, and will we miss Whelan in the middle if he goes?
Yeah, we will. We've done Whelan already this podcast, but he had an absolute fine season for me last year. I understand he's going for $1 million, but I'm still surprised he's going. A little bit. I felt that happened quite quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessary.
I think the right back situation is a dangerous one. I'd much rather, as like I said earlier in the pod, to go out and just get a young right back to challenge. Yeah. And I said that I'd rather us have kept one of them, and if I was going to keep one, it would have been Phil Bardsley for last season. I wouldn't have kept Glenn.
Yeah, I agree. Too injury prone. So yeah, I mean, next season, just thinking about the fact that Bruno's gone back, who would be your starting centre backs? Obviously Ryan. It's difficult, isn't it? Worrying.
Mooney.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be Mooney.
I would say Mooney, but again, it's worrying because of his injury record.
Jeff Cameron might have to slot in there.
Yeah.
We've got no others, have we?
I've got no, big faith in either of them to do a solid job for a year.
Eric Peters slots in centre back, Josh Timon left back.
Maybe.
That could be an option.
The more I think about it, centre back is really,
worrying.
Yeah, it is.
We need one. We need a couple.
Massively.
Yeah. Worrying. That is all the questions. Anyway, that is the pod done.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it.
It flew by.
Nice little return. We will, obviously, the next one will be from Switzerland, as said previously, because this is the summer series. Going to be following Stoke round pre-season games against Neuchâtel and Young Boys. Also Monaco 2 days later, but the club announced that a month later, so what do they want me to do? Change my flights and everything?
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. So the next time you hear me, because you won't be there, will you, Craig?
I won't. I'll be at work.
It'll be from Switzerland. Make sure you do go leave us a review. Let's see if we can get up that chart again.
Yeah.
There is a shirt to be won again as well.
So push it every single time. The odds are still phenomenal to win a signed Stoke shirt. They start. Are we going again? Okay.
It starts again.
So as it stands at the moment, it's very second. The odds of you winning a signed shirt by Berahino, Delap, and another special guest coming soon is literally. You're an odds man. What is it? There's no reviews.
There's not.
0.
And we're going to give it away when the summer series ends. So before the season starts.
Okay.
So people have got a month.
Yeah.
So go and leave
Great odds.
Go and leave your reviews.
Great odds.
Go and leave your reviews. Go download the podcast. Go do all that shit that pushes us up the charts. Wherever you are listening, watching, iTunes, SoundCloud, Acast, YouTube. Yeah. Go subscribe. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review, do all that good stuff, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.